The first tech trend we need to be aware of sounds like something from a Stephen King novel.
The rise of the machines.
The rise of machines sounds so ominous, but really it's not. It's about the rise of robots and the robotics in our lives. So whether you're talking about drones and the role they may play, whether you're talking about robots that clean up after us, whether you're talking about robots that sort of serve people who may be incapacitated in some way, we're seeing a great growth in that category.
To understand why this is an important and exciting trend, think of this equation. Smarter computers plus robotics plus the cloud equals the Jetsons, almost. We're talking about self-driving cars, Amazon.com drone deliveries, and virtual personal assistants that easily understand your voice commands to perform an amazing variety of tasks for you. Sort of like Siri on steroids. Like Rosie the robot. The second big trend is digital health and what's known as the quantified self.
So if we talk about the Internet of Things, we can see how it's playing out in digital health. We first started with these sort of fitness bands that measure the amount of steps we take, measure our sleep, and now we're taking a deeper dive. We have apps that'll collect all that data and report back on it and allow you to do something with it. So you may share it with your doctor, you may share it with yourself, and figure out how to have a better, healthier life through the use of that data.
Personal electrocardiograms, pulse oximeters, heart rate, glucose and blood pressure monitors. We're talking about a world in which the connectivity of these devices gives your doctors much better data than they had before and can drastically cut down on your number of office visits. A bonus investing idea, all that personal, private, sensitive data must be transmitted and stored securely. Our third big trend is a new era of entertainment and immersive content. 4K ultra-high-definition television is the first thing that comes to mind, and despite some early skepticism, Joseph says these TVs are already among the fastest-selling products in the history of consumer technology.
We've already seen prices decline. You know, the key is always about content, and we're seeing more and more content become available. We're seeing streaming services like Netflix and Amazon come online. We're very close to having a disc format, whether it's Blu-ray, 4K, or some disc format that'll provide it. Ultimately, we'll see cable and satellite providers, and maybe someday even broadcast. So once more content comes, we'll really see it explode.
There's much more to this trend than 4K TV. When we say immersive, we're talking completely engulfing our senses. Think about really feeling a sporting event through motion or vibration. And of course, we can totally immerse visually through virtual reality devices like the Oculus Rift. Facebook has given us a hint of what it thinks about this area by paying $2 billion for Oculus. We can also get ready for the best listening experience we've ever had as high-resolution audio from the likes of Sony and Pioneer makes its way into our homes. Our fourth trend, disruption, continues to accelerate.
We're seeing what we call disruptive business models. Companies like Uber that are completely disrupting the personal transportation system, or Airbnb that's completely disrupting the hotel and motel industry. We call these disruptive companies that are changing business models and providing consumer more information, more choice, more personalization.
Uber's latest round of financing pegs its valuation at a staggering $40 billion. It's put a big dent in traditional taxi services, especially in San Francisco. Our own Morgan Housel predicts further blues for yellow cabs and expects the same thing to happen to radio stations thanks to Spotify and other streaming music services. Our final trend ties together all the others, and that's the predictive power of big data analytics.
So big data refers to the compilation of all that data. We talked about all these devices that now have sensors and they're connected. They're collecting all this data. So it raises a lot of issues about privacy, security, and again, what do you do with that information? How do you make it actionable? So we're beginning to explore that next generation of, all right, we've collected this stuff, now what the heck do we do with it?
Big data encompasses nearly every aspect of our lives, and the real potential for the billions and billions of bytes being collected is the use of analytics to make sense of it all. Handled properly, all that data can help us with credit card fraud detection, predictive maintenance that can reduce factory downtime, and disease prevention and control. More data sources and more computing power will only stoke the fire of big data analytics in the years to come. Talking Trends with CEA's Jeff Joseph in New York City, I'm Motley Fool analyst Rex Moore.